What's up, YouTube? Hey, I want to give y'all a little game real quick. So, as y'all know, I'm Mr. Credit to Wealth. You know, I got infinite credit. But what a lot of you guys don't know is what is credit and why do I have so much of it at only 22 years old, right? So, I want to make this video just to kind of go into detail on just exactly what is credit, of course, the dictionary definition, and what credit means to me and how I use credit to create an income. So, going off of that, right? What is credit? Credit is your ability to pay back borrowed money, right? That's the definition of credit. Definition of credit is your ability to pay back borrowed money. So what does that mean? It means, can people or banks trust you to borrow money and pay it back on time? That's all what credit is. So for example, right, let's say you borrow $100 from me and you pay me back on time. Hey, I'm gonna keep giving you more money to borrow because I can trust you to pay it back. But if I let you borrow $100 from me and you don't pay me back, then I'm not gonna trust you with more money because I know, hey, this person did not pay me back. Or if you pay me back late, hey, you're gonna pay me back by the end of the week. You pay me back 3 weeks later. Okay, I might still let you borrow money because you did pay me back, but I'm not letting you borrow that much money now. If I let you borrow 100, I might not see that until next month. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna maybe let you borrow 20 bucks, 30 bucks because I can go a month without it. That's what credit is. Your credit report is just showing your ability of being able to do that. History of paying back borrowed money. So whoever you borrow money from, so let's say again, it's from me, it's from my brother, my mom, whatever the case may be, all of us are going to write down underneath your report, okay, this person paid me back on time. This person was late 30 days. This person didn't pay me back at all. This person ran off with the money, whatever the case may be. That's what your credit report is. So now going into exactly how it works. Now instead of borrowing from me and my family, it's the same thing with the banks. So the banks are going to literally say, hey, can I trust you with this money? If they can, okay, pay me back on time. This was the amount, this was the date they paid me. They have all the information, and that's what's on your credit report, is all that information on that loan or whatever amount of money that you borrow from. Going all the way back, what is credit? Again, credit is your ability to pay back borrowed money. I'm going to keep saying that over and over again. Credit is your ability to pay back borrowed money. Now, how do you build credit? Pay back borrowed money. What a lot of people think is, oh, just by not using credit, oh, you're going to have good credit. That's not the case. If you want to get stronger, what do? You go to the gym, right? So you have to exercise. You have to exercise your credit. If credit is your ability to pay back borrowed money and you never pay back any borrowed money, what are you building? Nothing. So a little tip for you guys is literally when you get gas, snacks, anything small that you were going to use cash for, put it on a credit card and pay it off immediately. That's building credit history because guess what? You're showing the banks that you're borrowing money and paying it back immediately. That's building your credit. So when I go to McDonald's, when I get gas, when I get anything small that I know I can pay off right away, I just simply put it on a credit card and pay it off as soon as the transaction goes through. Because it takes about 3 days for the transaction to pen, and then you can pay it off. So after that 3 days, pay it off immediately. That's exactly how I build credit and keep a good relationship with these banks because, again, I'm able to show the banks that I'm able to pay back borrowed money, which is credit. So now what does credit mean to me? What credit means to me is simply opportunity. What credit has allowed me to do is access so much capital in a short amount of time that I was able to create 4 strong businesses at the same time without having to worry about lack of capital. Because that's pretty much every entrepreneur's first hiccup when it comes to business is lack of capital. Because you might have to save up 20 grand in the course of 5 years from your 9 to 5, and then after 5 years you're finally able to start the business. Guess what? It costs more than 20 grand because now you have costs that are coming up that you didn't know about. You have random bills that's coming up. Now 20K isn't enough. Now you need another 15K. But guess what? Your business isn't revenuing anything yet, or it's not revenuing enough to cover the unexpected expenses, and now your business fails because you don't have capital. But credit allows you to cover those unexpected costs. Same thing with starting a business. Instead of waiting 5 years to save 20 grand, which keep in mind, a lot of people can't even do. The average person takes way longer to save 20 grand than just 5 years. But just for this scenario, if it takes 5 years to save 20 grand, now you go from 18 in high school, you just graduated in high school, now you're not starting your business until 23 years old, right? So that's 5 years gone of just straight grinding. Now, if you had credit and you build your credit for 2 years, then at 20 years old, were able to access 50 to 100K worth of business funding, guess what? Now at 20 years old, you're able to start your business. So by the time you're 23, your business can be profitable and you can be making a good amount of money on your own rather than just getting started at 23. So with credit, and what credit means to me is just a quicker way to capture opportunity, because whenever something comes up, I don't have to stress about, oh, I need cash. I can just pick up one of these credit cards and then I'm able to cover an expense or attack an opportunity. I never miss an opportunity because I have credit. And that completely fast tracked my life. I mean, 10x, because now at 22 years old, I'm able to literally cover every aspect of my business due to having excessive amount of capital. So that's what credit means to me. And again, the definition of credit, I'm going to keep telling y'all, the definition of credit is your ability to pay back borrowed money. So if you never borrow any money, how do you expect to build it? So make sure that you guys actually exercise your credit. And when I say exercise your credit, I mean just simply bag of hot chips. Credit card, pay it off. Gas, credit card, then pay it off. Just by simply adding that one step, which is just using credit before paying for something and then using your debit to pay your credit off, it's going to build your credit a lot, y'all. I'm telling y'all, that's exactly how I built my credit and was able to unlock over $500,000 worth of credit. And I'm only 22, and I had this when I was 21. When I was 21, that's where I reached my peak of, oh, I got $500,000 worth of credit, right? Off of just simply adding one step. Again, you have your item and you have debit. Just put credit right in the middle. If you put credit right in the middle and then use the debit to pay off the credit, you're going to be green, y'all. But that's simply what is credit to me, and also the definition of credit. But just keep in mind that, a lot of people talk negatively about credit, and it's nothing wrong with credit. Of course, credit can lead into a bunch of debt, but that's only bad if you use it for things that aren't going to generate you any income. So, of course, you have, like I said, you buy chips, you buy small things, you want 2K, you're going to buy it in cash, use a credit card. That's fine, but do not hold a balance on it. When I say use it to build credit, I mean on things that you're going to pay cash for. Do not hold a balance on things that won't generate you an income. I only hold a balance on things that are going to generate me an income. That's leverage debt. So if you're going to hold on to debt, make sure that it's an investment, not just random stuff. I want to make sure that's, clear out the window so you guys don't think, oh, I'm going to put all this stuff on my credit card. No, because that will be consumer debt. So keep in mind that leverage debt is the good debt and consumer debt is the bad debt that everybody talks about. But that's the type of credit you want to stay away from, is the credit that's going to literally linger over your head and you have to pay it off because you went on vacation, because you bought a chain, because you bought, a whole bunch of stupid stuff that wasn't going to generate you an income and you didn't pay it off right away. But yeah, that's what credit means to me, y'all. I just want to give you guys that little input on everything and kind of help change your mindset. And this is going to be, of course, in my playlist. So make sure you continue to watch this playlist for a whole bunch of free credit game. And just like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.